Well, good evening, everybody. The old redneck here. I know it's been a while since it's been on. There's a lot of other things going on. Yeah, politics, social bullshit. Social justice warriors. People thinking they're worth more than they are. It's friggin' ridiculous. You got McDonald's workers now making $15 an hour. And people in regular businesses are sitting there going, how in the hell are we supposed to compete with that? I don't understand. But I'm old, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. What the hell? As for politics, let's get that out of the way. As everybody knows, we got this so-called impeachment thing going on. Everybody talking about how Trump did this quid pro quo, or whatever it's called, with Ukraine. All that in a conversation. Everybody's up in arms about it, how it's illegal and all that shit. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I'm no scholar. I don't know. But it's funny how people seem to have forgotten that when Trump was starting to run for election, Obama decided to tap his phones in his Trump Tower. But that was legal. Why? People seem to have forgotten also that ever since Mr. Trump's been elected, or even before he got elected, the Democrats were talking about impeachment. They had planned on impeaching the man. Okay, well, they tried with the girls he supposedly groped. That didn't work. They tried with Russian collusion. That was going to get him. Didn't work. Everything they've tried hasn't worked. Yes, do I support Mr. Trump? Yes, I do. Do I like everything Mr. Trump does? Not a chance in hell. I personally, and as you've heard me say this many times, I wish somebody would shut off his Twitter fucking account. But do I understand why he's doing it? Yes. It keeps his name out there. Because unlike most of these politicians, Mr. Trump understands that the John Q. public lives on 30-second sound bites. Good or bad, that's how they make their decisions. 98% of the United States people do not do the time to do the research to find out if the person's doing good or bad. They depend on the mass medias and the alternative news and the 30-second sound bites and all this other stuff. Which, in part, is blamed on the dumbing down of America in the United States public school systems. The ones out here in California no longer require you to learn cursive writing. Now, people may say that's no big deal. Cursive writing also promotes imagination, free thought, which out here in communist California they kind of hate. And there's those that get upset when I say it's communist California. But let me give you an example. They now have passed a law to where somebody could tell anybody that they are in fear of their life because of something you said. Whether you said it or not, it's just the accusation. Okay. No big deal, right? It's just words. That same accusation can get the police at your house, searching your house for any weapons, because you might be a masked shooter. If they find any, they will seize them. You will go to court 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days later about it. And if you're found not guilty or whatever, it still takes you 30, 40 days to get your property back, if you get it back at all. That law used to be only entitled to teachers, parents, family members. Now anybody can do it to anybody. Yet the Democrats all say they're not out to take our guns. Sure looks like it to me. You talk about the fact you have freedom of speech. Do you? The right to free speech. You have the right to free speech as long as you agree with what they say. If you have something else to say or facts that you want to throw in to against their point, you're called a racist. Technically, I am what they call a terrorist. Because, at least out here in the San Francisco area, because of the fact that I belong to the NRA. I'm a terrorist. San Francisco has stated that the NRA is a terrorist organization. To me, it's really funny. In a sad, sick way. People get all up in arms over what they call a mass shooting at a school or a Walmart or something like that, where some lunatic has taken a gun in there and popped off a few shots, or the Gilroy Garden Festival, shot people. And I agree, that's a tragedy. But has anybody looked at a newspaper lately or heard a news report to where they're talking about the death toll in Chicago on a weekend? They have more shooting deaths or shootings in Chicago in the course of a weekend than most shots are fired in mass shootings. But everybody's got used to it, so they don't even say anything about it anymore. To me, that's a sign of pathetism. We've all become numb to the fact that, okay, people are going to die in Chicago, they're going to die in Oakland, they're going to die in San Francisco shooting. Oh well, it happens. That's part of life there. But God help us if somebody shoots up a school. I just want to know, where has the United States morality code gone? The United States I grew up in, we took care of kids. We took care of the elderly. We tried to live our life right, talk straight. We didn't worry so much about what these politicians had to say or what the Hollywood celebrities had to say. Oh, speaking of Hollywood celebrities, you got that idiot woman, Joy Boehner or whatever, on The Voice. She had some bit of advice for Democrats. I don't know if anybody caught it. But she told them, don't tell the people you're coming after their guns. Wait till you get elected and just go get them. Whatever happened to the right of search and seizure? Now, it might be just the fact that I'm old. I'm from a small town, and I still think freely. But has anybody noticed that all these people talking about taking away our guns and our rights are the same people that have a squad of bodyguards that follow them around all the time? And I guarantee you they're not armed with just squirt guns. Does that make much sense? And I've stated it on YouTube videos before, and I'll state it again. The day all these politicians are ready to give up every one of their so-called, well, most of them carry concealed weapons anyway. You know, they have concealed weapons permits. But if they're willing to give up all their bodyguards and their right to carry arms and depend on the local police force to protect them, I'll do the same. Seems like a fair deal to me. If our cops are good enough for them, this should be good enough for me, right? You would think so. But are they? The average response time to a 911 call is 3 to 5 minutes. In 3 to 5 minutes, somebody coming through your door could kill everybody in your family with a butcher knife. Out here in California, they got this thing, get a background check to buy ammunition now. They cost $1 for every store you go to. It's good for 18 hours. Okay. Is that going to overload the state's computer system? Go figure. Just one more piece of data for them to have about you. Now, what does that do about people that do their own reloading? You got no data on that. There's no background check to buy powder, to load your own magazines, to load your own casings. There's no background check on buying blank bullets to load into those casings. Is that a loophole? I don't know. I mean, these politicians don't put much thought into what they say. They say what they think will get them on the 6 o'clock news. Or 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever you want to listen to. Or CNN, which is all the time. I'm not saying all the news media is fake. I'm just saying they're more worried about the corporate line than they are actually reporting. I mean, there's a station out here I used to listen to a lot of time. I still listen to it a lot. It's called KGO Radio, News Talk. It used to have a fair and balanced mixture of hosts. Now, 90% of them are all Democratic, anti-Trump, 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 anti-this, anti-that, blah, 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 blah. Give me the friggin' facts. Leave your attitudes at the door. Let me make up my own mind. I don't need a talking fucking head to tell me how to think. Newspapers the same way. I just don't understand it. I do not understand it. Seems more people are more interested in what's going on in Hollywood, or who's screwing who in Hollywood, than they are what's going on in real life. You got people trying to find employees that are worth a crap. And they get people that seem to think that they're worth more than they are. I don't understand it. Whatever happened to America's work ethic? Just because you do a good job, you've been there for about 4 or 5 months, doesn't mean you get bounced up to $1 million an hour. You know? I don't understand what's going on with America. To be honest, as soon as I decide to retire, I'm going to sell everything I got in this house and the house. I'm getting the hell out of this state. Got Pretty Boy Newsom up there talking all his smack. The city of San Francisco, which is used to be a beautiful city, being overrun by homeless, people shitting on the sidewalks, pissing on the sidewalks, and you can't afford to live out here. A studio apartment goes out here usually for about, I'd say $1,500 a month for a studio. That's a bed, a bathroom, and that's it. You're paying $1,500 a month for it. That's if you can find one. The homeless problem out here is ridiculous. They're generally in an open stretch of road underneath any overpass that you don't see tents, campers, or people living. The situation inside this country has made us all start to think that we're a third world country, which we are not. But you look at it as you drive down any of these major cities, and you see nothing but homeless. People living in tents, people living in campers parked on the side of the road. They don't know from one day to the next if they'll be bounced out of there, moved to someplace else. Then you got cities like San Francisco and LA that pay the homeless to accommodate them. Hey, if I'm going to be paid $1,000 a month to be homeless, I'll stay that way. You know, shit, won't have to work for it. You know? I just don't understand. If anybody can help me understand this, I'd be more than grateful. Leave it in the comments. Or tell me to fuck off that I'm wrong. I don't care. This country used to be the land of opportunity. Now it seems to be the land of gimme. You got folks wanting to be paid for what happened to their ancestors hundreds of years ago. I think they call that white guilt, is what they're trying to imply. Well, just remember this, blacks weren't the only slaves. Let's talk about the American Indians. We damn near wiped them out. Simply because we wanted their land. Oh, then you got the Irish. The Irish settlers here were treated lower than slaves. Oh, wait, should we call them indentured servants? I think that's what they were called then. They had worked so long to have freedom, just to get the passage over here in a boat. Then you got the Chinese railroad workers. Where's the merry-go-round gonna stop? Okay, now, if we're gonna pay reparations to the blacks, do we have to do DNA testing to make sure they were associated with them then? Or just assume that everybody that has black skin gets a check. I don't understand it. Politicians are talking about it. Get everybody up in arms about it. Hey, it's a good thing. It'll free our conscience. My conscience is clear. I've worked for every goddamn thing I've had my whole life. Nobody's given me a goddamn thing. Have I been down a lot? Yeah, I've been down a lot. Have I ever made it to the top? Not a chance in hell. If you want to make it in this country, you gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Spank yourself in the ass, whatever it takes to get your ass moving. And decide to do it yourself. There ain't no free lunch. There's too many friggin' people out there trying to use every excuse under the book. Whether it be cancer treatments, whatever. Oh, I can't do it because I have cancer. Oh, I can't do it because I got this. Or I'm addicted to meth. I can't do it. You have to help me. True story. I have a 42-year-old son. I've given him a job 4 times. He's had many others. As soon as he gets a paycheck, he puts it up his nose or in his arm. He was living homeless in a park somewhere over in San Rafael. They found him passed out in a coma. The county spent millions of dollars to bring him back to life. We're talking brain aneurysm, all this other shit. He was in a coma for 3 weeks. Didn't know if he'd make it. And so they got him back to where he's mobile and he's talking somewhat. He has to go through therapy, so they sent him to a rehab facility. The stupid son of a bitch walked out of it, went back to his friggin' tent, and I expect to get word any day that he's dead. And does it bother me? Nope. My kid never met a drug he didn't like. I don't know why. I don't understand it. It's not the way I raised him. But he's grown. He can do his own choices. Live or die by it. If that makes me a bad person in your eyes, so be it. I have tried to help him. I have paid for rehab for him 6, 7 times. 3 times he convinced them to give him the money I paid. And he walked out the door. There is no easy answer. The only way this country's going to come back is we all start working together instead of fighting each other. Instead of letting these politicians divide us with this bit of talk or that bit of talk or this bit of talk. Get our asses off our fucking dead asses, turn off our phones, and start doing what we need to do to get the country back to what it was. You may not have the newest, shiniest, fanciest thing in the world if you work every day in your life. But at least you'll still have one thing. You'll have your pride, you'll have your honor. And you can look yourself in the mirror the next day knowing you've done the best you could. That's what I go for every day. I don't lie to anybody. I try to do the best by them I can. I take care of my sick wife. That's my job. But you get these people on social media, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile and a half. I expect I'll catch a lot of flack out of this video if I decide to post it. Social media is good for a lot of things. It lets people that are homebound communicate with others. It also creates more problems than it solves. On one hand, you got Google, Facebook, and all these others talking, oh, we don't control what people say. But on the second hand, they turn around and ban you if you do this, ban you if you do that. You can't say this. I can't say anything against Muslims, blacks, or whatever, or I'll get banned. Can't make what they consider a derogatory comment because their algorithm will throw it out. So tell me there's not censorship. But let you post a phony political ad, and it's allowed to go through. I don't understand it. To my friends, I wish you all the best. To my friends in Oklahoma, may things get better for you. I don't know how many more times I'm going to post, if I do at all, because I'm tired. I'm tired of this new age fucking people that don't know how to work. They expect everything for nothing. Oh, you can't say anything against me. You're going to hurt my feelings. Oh, you disrespected me. I'm going to fight you. Used to be people could talk, solve problems. Nowadays, people see something going on. Well, I can't say anything because I'll be a snitch. What would you feel if it was your kid that was involved in that, getting hurt because of it, because you didn't snitch? There's a time and a place for everything. But to everybody I think I still have 7 followers, maybe not by now. I don't care. To all of them, I wish you well. May your days be fruitful and happy. If you have a comment about any of this, if you have a suggestion, post it below or send me an email. RedneckRebel 1950 there. Can't remember my own email address. RedneckRebel1956@gmail.com. I'll be glad to read it. I'll take it into consideration. Y'all have a good evening. Redneck Rebel out.